Starting the streaming now. Hopefully it'll be a whole lot better and a lot more stable than last time. Last time was disastrous.
User joined your channel.
Okay,
User
the
joined your
bot
channel.
is in. I'm gonna have to log in with 2 different browsers.
User was moved to your channel.
Okay.
User was moved to your channel. User joined your channel.
Hey guys.
User joined your channel. User joined your channel. User joined your
Oh,
channel.
let me turn off my.
Bot
User joined your channel. User joined your channel. User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
Hey guys.
User joined your channel.
All right, there we go. Hey, there's Nightbot.
He's a snarky bot.
I always love the channels that have Nightbot or the equivalent. They're just fun.
I think he's so snarky. I love him.
User was
Too
moved
many
to your
users.
channel. User
Way too
was
many.
moved to your channel.
Wait, is that possible? I guess so. No, yeah, if you like watch some of the big guys like, I don't know, Summit and Lyric or something, sometimes the chat's just streaming by like you're watching The Matrix.
Yeah.
Which is entertaining in its own right, you know? Okay, I think what I'll do, I'd like to just play matches while we're talking. Hopefully that's all right. I'm gonna go play
I
an
just
EU.
closed the game.
I'll just play some random matches so you can laugh at my
User joined
mad
your
skills
channel.
with a Z.
User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
Yeah, I'll do full deathmatch. Let's do it. I added some more servers today. You'll probably already also notice that the i3D servers are gone.
Yep.
I talked with them. They said, yeah, it's probably just not a right fit because they have a different hosting model and they run the application rather than just giving us access to the server itself. So
These new servers hosted in Germany work usually better for most of us, but apparently not all of us. I heard some complaints specifically from players from the United Kingdom.
like they were having a bad latency type thing or something?
Well, they had crazy lag spikes. I have seen them rubber banding all over the place.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw some posts about that too.
Yeah, Johnny with an H made a post about it.
User joined your channel.
I'm sitting here thinking. I'm trying to identify what that could be, or what I could really look for, and what we could do on our side. Because theoretically, it's just routing.
Yeah.
All right, more stuff to look at. That's all right.
Can't they do something to help you out finding the problem, like traceroute or something?
Mm-hmm.
I can give them the IP address for the servers, and they can do a traceroute and send it to you as a bug report or something.
Yeah, traceroute stuff should help. It should at least confirm if something's going all wonky on the routing side or the hops someplace. Hopefully that's it. I mean, it's nice to have an identifiable problem, but it kind of blows because then you're sort of at the mercy of whoever the ISP is. I'm just gonna join this one. There we go. Okay, I've got. Wait, should I have the Twitch chat up? Yeah, I'll do that just for the heck of it. You guys are gonna find the really good questions though. So it's more just
User
for
joined
kicks.
your channel.
Which server are you playing on?
This is. Oh, I should probably go with like 2-star ones. Let me check. It's Deathmatch 4406. Yeah, if that one's too low MMR, I could probably switch.
Oh yeah, I can join it.
You can't?
It's locked for me.
Okay.
Out of my skill level.
Okay, need to jump on a different server. Sorry guys, I just abandoned them. I always feel bad when that happens. My team, no. Ah, cool. Just got word that we have access set up for our new tech lead. If he's got, if his schedule goes as planned today, he and I are going to start going over source code.
Awesome.
Good, good.
I'm really excited. This guy's really good. It's always amazing working with extremely smart people because you have those moments of, wow, they're smart. All right, here we go. It's amazing to see people get to do something they're really, really good at. I think that's just fun. You know what? I'm just going to jump into a new... I'm going to start a new server. How about that? I'm going to play some Team Deathmatch, though. 4404 on Facility. Oh, crud. No, that's going to lock it in so that you can't join it, probably. Son of a...
Sounds like you need a Smurf account, Josh.
I know.
44 I can join that actually.
Oh, good.
You have other people asking in the chat as well if they can.
If they can join? Oh, yeah, anybody can
play
join.
with you.
Yeah.
Fail to join game. Game
Failed.
server is not accepting players at this time.
User joined your channel.
I wonder if that's like a
think
somewhat generic message
At the moment
for...
you mentioned the name, everybody rushed into the server.
Here's a question. Will the G2 mechs have customizable weapons in the future?
I think that'd be all kinds of fun. To me, that it's going to be that balance
User
between
joined your channel.
how well does the existing code base support it off the bat, and just how much is basically how much time is it going to take to do. I think once we get into the source code, we're going to have a much better idea of how nasty or how painful some various things are. So in some ways, maybe it's just a matter of time. Obviously, the design has to be right, and things have to be good and fun and all that stuff, but it's a very non-committal answer, I know. But I want to make sure we do it well and efficient, and I don't know. That's the ideal.
That would be me, Black Eyes. That was Lady Tiggs. Another question from Aragon. When will the G2 assault be fixed?
Fixed like how?
User joined your channel.
Yeah, kind of describe if anybody's got strong
Define your
opinions.
fix there. You said anything?
Anything.
Can we narrow that down?
That's
The
what
impression
it
of the current impression of the G2 assault is that it's kind of underpowered due to its consistent sustained weapons. It can be very handy, but there's a large impression that it's kind of broken.
Yeah, that's just got the two autocannons,
I would
right?
say that by design it was underpowered like that, but after they buffed the sustained fire weapons, it's actually playable now, even if it lacks a burst weapon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the lack of that burst thing, I know it's that's the hard part. I'm not sure. I want to try to find some good metrics to really see how it performs, because looking at some of the older metrics, the sort of by mech kind of indicators, it wasn't screamingly obvious. I don't know that they were logging the right stuff. They kind of ran out of time. Oh, by the way, I've got a new computer that I'm playing on. It's an i7-3770 with it's a GTX 660 video card in it. So now I can just crank everything
You'll
up.
be here today.
Yeah, I just cranked everything up, and the frame rate's better and everything.
User joined your channel.
We've got one more question. We've got two questions
User
on
joined
the
your
Twitch
channel.
stream.
Oh my.
Yep.
User joined
Bacon
your
Overlord,
channel.
otherwise known as KOS Bacon Man. The question is, what language is Hawken coded in?
There's a lot of C++ in there. I mean, there's a couple systems use C#. Like in the actual Unreal part, there's Unreal Script, obviously. They tried to minimize how much they customized the Unreal Engine, because they wanted to make it very clean, I think. Because they kind of had in mind, hey, we'll want to upgrade to like new Unreal versions or something, or we want to have maximum portability. We don't want to mess up with like reinventing the wheel tech-wise, which I think was extremely wise. That was just good.
The next question is from Sebastian. New maps when?
As it's going to depend, obviously, how quickly we can do them, how quickly we can revive the whole process and stuff. I think they're just fun. I can't tell yet if it's like we should do maps first or try to revive things like whatever was in process at the time. Like I think there's a few mechs that were not quite completed.
User
They're somewhat
joined your
independent,
channel.
but it's going to depend on the actual devs that we hire and probably the order in which they get hired. Sort of what their expertise and skill set is. And it's sort of also what we see in source code. If one of them's easier, or seems to be easier, we'll probably do that first, just to bite off a smaller piece for our first go-around. That was a rocket in the ground.
From Seshru, and I'm sorry if I'm screwing these names up. Did Hawken get traded or bought or something? What am I missing here?
Anybody want to jump in? Or actually, this would be a good one. I guess I can answer. The previous devs and publisher basically had to go out of business. They had to shut down. The revenue was nowhere near to cover costs, and so it was effectively, technically, it was a foreclosure sale. I said bankruptcy before. But technically, it wasn't a bankruptcy. Very close though, but figured I'd get the right thing. So we'd actually worked with one of the principal creditors, or the principal creditor before, and they actually had approached us to say, "Is this something you guys think you could genuinely take over? Like, we have a lot of money in it. We don't want it to just disappear. So definitely keep it safe and stuff." And so we looked at it for a while, like our CEO and a few other people, and they said, "Yeah, we're pretty sure we can do this. We have a lot of overlap in terms of like skill sets." So does that answer the question? I kind of getting
Yes.
distracted myself.
So yes, it was taken over, and it's taken over by Reloaded Games.
Yeah.
And Captain Josh, who is speaking, is the producer, and I am the community and support manager, and I am Lady Tix. Tree, sir. Tree or arbor?
There are actually 3 questions ahead of that. So
Oh, is there?
Ooh.
Okay, let me make my team.
Keep it straight, Tiggs. Goodness gracious.
I know. Minimized.
first is on Twitch from Brother. It's either Brother J, Brother Edge, or it's Brother EJ, something along those lines. How do we get private servers, and does the spectator mode work?
The private server thing is extremely prototype. I'd like to set up a few more just to get more feedback, especially from people who have never tried them before. I still have to get the admin or end user interface working, but
Just wanted to ask about that.
User
Yeah.
joined your channel.
oh no,
User
run
joins the
away.
channel.
Aw, not far enough. Ow. I dodged right into a rocket.
Sir Tree, can
User
you like
joined your channel.
cut that down a little bit?
The next question was from Sveiskjan, and that is, what sort of new maps will we see? Any new game modes?
There were a few game modes, as I understand, that at the very least have design largely figured out for them. There were some reasons why they didn't get made. I can't tell if that was just they ran out of time or priority, or if there was some coding sort of related issue that prevented it. I mean, I'm going to really say that we have a good 3-4 months before we can make significant changes to the game, just to give time for like new hires, get up to speed on the code base, make sure patching still works as expected and everything, like dev and QA environments and everything. So that's hopefully generous, or hopefully a conservative estimate. But after that, it's basically, yeah, we want to try to find some really cool maps to add. Game modes, I think, will be great. I like the Onslaught type game mode, like from good old Unreal days. Obviously, though, it depends on development pain and other opportunities that might make more sense to do before then.
Cool. I'm going to grant Silk SK the floor because he has a question.
Cool.
Silk, you're good.
Hey, Captain Josh, first of all, thank you for answering my message on the forums. I was wondering how possible would it be to restore HC bonuses for service awards at this point?
Oh, yeah.
User joined your channel.
I actually added a little bit to level 2, sort of as a test to see if it works, or pilot level 3, I think it was. It's just a couple hundred HC, so if you guys notice that, yell at me. If it doesn't, there weren't any exceptions that got thrown, but I know that there are a number of things in the old tools that either didn't entirely work, or didn't make the migration quite right, or there's just outstanding bugs in place. But I'm up for that. I don't know that we have to do it that way. There might be a few other ways to address it too, but I definitely understand the thought, because it does seem kind of steep, especially for new players. I found it pretty steep anyways. The pricing. It's not going well.
Black's Eye, question,
I'm going-
are you working on re-implementing voice chat?
Yes, Vivox. Apparently there were some outstanding bugs with it. I've talked with the Vivox guy, they have a new SDK that we can integrate. There's a couple other guys who work with Reloaded that have some experience with it, and they say there are some things to consider. Oh, no. I crashed.
All right.
Tree.
Yeah, here.
I'm just gonna grant you the floor. Just keep it not.
No
terribly
novels.
limited.
Reel it in.
All right, Tree, you're good to ask.
All right, here's my question. How do you think the ratio of mechs to importance compared to items and internals are when players like select their loadout and do things like that? Do you think that ratio needs adjustment and that items and internals are too central compared to the mechs? Considering you played for a while now.
I love the idea of more and varied play styles, and it feels like the mechs should largely define or sort of kind of anchor what that play style is going to end up being. The internals, I think, should be able to tweak things, so you could take like a heavy and make them faster, sort of a deal, or things along those lines. Let's see. Here, let me get back in. Yeah, I totally crashed out there.
And someone took your place on the server.
Oh, okay. I'll just jump in here.
It's also that aspect of when a new player starts the game, when you have items and internals be like the central playstyle, that puts a lot of onus on the new player to grind for those, as opposed to just grinding or just learning their mech and improving their mech and not worrying about so much about the items and internals. Do you get what I mean? Like having them that central is also an interesting pressure on the new player to grind. So what do you think of that, in terms of the ratio?
I think it definitely needs to be that a new player can just pick a mech, and that's largely what they need to be watching for. They don't have to spend a huge amount of time repurchasing stuff. That's just annoying. So I agree. It's how best to do it, because I know that trying to fundamentally alter how that trade-off is, or that interplay between items or internals and the mech, that starts to approach the large overhaul, which I want to avoid. I don't want to try to make Hawken into something different for like a fourth time. So that's the danger. I only see that's the danger. Like if we can figure out how to do that well without changing these too much, then yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I'm approaching it more from like what are the costs and benefits and potentials and stuff. It's the ideals it'd be great if the mech largely defined it, and then you augment sort of to tweak it to your desired play style. Does that can answer the question? It's pretty non-committal. I know it's.
Hold on. I just moved him out of that server group. Yeah. So does that answer your question?
It starts to.
It's the beginning of the exploration of an issue that has a nuanced answer and it has a nuanced truth. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
Oh, we can move on to the next question.
Yeah, just move on.
Okay, the next question is from T-Bonsai. Any chance that you'll be hiring a Japanese community manager, or at least someone to market towards Japanese players? Or are you going to be more focusing on making sure that everything's not on fire before reaching out to them again? It's very funny you asked this.
Yeah.
We've been having a conversation with Tem, I guess his name is, on the forums. And he also reached out to us about a Steam group for the Japanese players. Last night I created an account on Nico Video that was Play Hawken, and also attempting to create an official channel on CaveTube as well, because from what I understanding is that's where the Japanese players more or less use more than Twitch. So yeah, we do want to reach out to you guys, and there is a Japanese player Steam group, so feel free to definitely jump in there, and we'll be hopefully getting some private servers up for you guys as well. Josh, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I think it's great. Like the lifeblood of a game like Hawken is it's going to be loads of different communities doing all kinds of different interesting things. Is what I think. Not the lifeblood, I guess, but it's very important. I think it's high time we get everybody supported, because really, this game's great.
There's space for you on the server.
Oh, there is? Okay.
Yeah.
we're really trying to reach out to all the various communities.
Yeah.
You know, our forums don't have multi-language support because there's already communities that are established, and we don't want to rip you from the community you've been in to make you come and post on our forums. We rather support those forums that are already existing.
I'm going to keep
and
playing on
go
this
with
one,
those.
by the way, just to kind of finish it out, and then I'm going to jump over to that one. Is that all right, guys? I don't want to just be that guy who just quits partway through.
All right.
Because I know the matchmaker can use some improvement to handle that situation.
There is a question. It looks like we skipped it. It's a pretty standard one. It's from Blackside. It's regarding voice chat. What are the plans regarding in-game voice?
We did answer that one, I thought.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep up, Tickle.
God, Tickle.
All right. Hold on. Where's Big Fat Panda? Do you agree that too many game modes isn't a good thing as it stretches out the community too thin?
That's definitely the risk. I've seen that kind of thing happen before. But everybody plays team deathmatch. And the other danger is that if we try too many more, like put too much dev time into other game modes and they just don't get played, they're not that big of a deal. That's kind of a shame. It's a bit of a waste. So I want to make sure that any new game modes that we do make really work well and they're genuinely fun. And I think we can find some though. But no, I don't want to dilute with just every game mode we can sort of think of. That would not be cool.
That's true.
User joined your channel.
What do you think you have to do to change to make Hawken more popular?
Make sure it stays alive, for sure. I think the new user experience throws some people off. I think it's consistent, like community interaction, so people know, hey, the devs are there. They genuinely care about this thing and the player base. I think there's going to be dev work to do. I'm not sure. Let's see. I think those are the big ones, because at least those are the first obvious wins and things that need to happen. The specifics on like what design needs to change, I don't believe I have just the answer, and to think I have the answer about, oh, we've got to change this design would be kind of full of annoyance, because really nobody's that good. But it's going to be approach everything with a big dose of respect and keep it moving. I'm letting myself get distracted. No, I think it's going to be embracing like other communities, especially other language communities, so that you guys are actually tangibly supported by the dev team. Figuring out how to do that, I think, is big, because really then you have a whole bunch of community interaction type stuff happening in parallel, and it's stuff that we can't do like just from the dev team. So it's going to be a process of figuring out how to support that kind of activity in different groups and things. Definitely not like a magic bullet in any of these things. It's going to be a whole bunch of, hey, a 10% boost here, 5% boost here. Kind of like if you want to mod your car to get better gas mileage. There's no one change to make it all great. It's a whole bunch of them. All right, I'm done. Next.
Poop Slinger, is Captain Josh actually the one playing here? He's surprisingly good.
Oh, that's me. I thought somebody would say I'm awful. I guess you just need to have a few people who are real pros, and they'll say, dude, don't boost around the corner. No dodging. I guess I could have...
Looks like Tree is next.
Actually, no, that was my mistake. Sleepy Panda actually has a question. I'm actually trying to find it because it's buried in the stream at this point in time. Do you guys have any plans in the future to create a referral program?
Like a refer a friend type of thing? Or are you talking more like an affiliate link type thing? Well, I guess they're very similar.
This is a question on Twitch, so it'll take a little while to get back there. Why don't we answer the refer a friend sort of thing?
Okay. I think those are fun. I know for a couple other products, like at work, people have been working on a refer a friend program. I'm really interested to see how that goes, if there's a tangible uptick in, I don't know, more players, people having more fun. It's nice because the timing is pretty nice because we can actually watch it as it comes around. Oh, I totally flaked, yeah. If that answers the question, yeah.
Hope it does. We've got a question from the TeamSpeak here from Crazy Weasel. What are your guys' thoughts about streaming bonuses, or are there any thoughts on this?
Like how to... it's just a question of how best to track it. I think I'm not opposed to anything like that in principle. I think it'd be kind of fun.
Thanks.
I know Tig's had some ideas, and she's done some stuff in the past, so...
Yeah, that's true. It's something I really want to figure
What
out.
was the question? I'm sorry, I got pulled elsewhere.
It says, "Are you guys? What are your guys' thoughts about streaming bonuses, or are there any thoughts on this?"
Oh God, I am heavy into streamers. I think you guys do a fantastic job. It is not easy playing and interacting with your community. I do try to visit all the streams, tweet you out, Facebook you. I will be working on giving some of you guys that are streaming some codes to do giveaway contests and stuff like that. So yeah, we support you. And that also goes for YouTube and Hitbox and, you know, the new ones that I've just found for the Japanese communities. We're going to try and figure out how to support you guys as well.
Yeah, if there's any services that players are using, like Hawken is using, that seem obvious to you, especially if you're from a totally different country or different language, there's a chance that I've never even heard of the service. It's crazy how much cool stuff is happening out there, and I've never heard of it. So if you know those things,
yeah, let us know.
Because we want to go to where the players actually are. I don't want to say, oh, you have to come here and do it this way with this service and my way. That's no fun.
So the next question is from Sarah, and I will say it's a little bit loaded, but I'm just going to read it off here. In terms of the mech HUD, sound, visual effects, etc., Hawken has slowly moved away from its gritty, dirty, in the trenches kind of game to its current more clean VR kind of build. So my question is, do you plan on building off the current Hawken build or pulling it back to its roots? And I'm going to end it there.
Okay. I know there's a lot of love for the older cockpits. I need to see how much it's changed. I don't know. I think the gritty stuff's kind of cool. Like, I don't want to overhaul stuff. I don't want to, like, rebuild things that we already have so much. I think what would be better is to add that kind of a gritty feel to new either features or mechs or systems or something, possibly faction specific. Like, dude, reading through Hawken Genesis, by the way, there is a wealth of things that we can do without having to totally change what's already in, and it's kind of exciting. So no, don't worry about it. I hear the concern. I don't want to ignore it either, or the thought. I mean, but the older cockpits. Oh yeah, I'm gonna look for that and see how buried the older cockpit design and tech is. I don't know if the code's like 87,000 revisions back and it's been fundamentally altered. I know when MechWarrior Online switched to like their UI 2.0 thing, a lot of people didn't like it, but it was a fundamental change in sort of how they did the tech, and I don't know, it means the older stuff's just gone. I'll mention it, whatever we find, though.
All right. There's another from Tree of Arbor. I'm going to read it off and add a little bit here, add a little backstory here. Toward the end of Adhesive's run, they were working on, one of the confirmed things they were working on was the turret modes for the different mechs. And Tree just wants to know if you're continuing their work, or what your plans are with the turret modes.
Let me ask, what did you guys think of the turret modes that had already been there, or they were working on? How did it sound to you?
Well, I can't really grant every single person in here the floor, but
Sure.
The general consensus is that the one that currently exists that's most useful is the Vanguard, because it increases your health significantly from the front. But for the most part, the other ones are somewhat useless. I know a lot of people did like the Grenadier turret mode, but that is certainly a matter of debate.
Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be the best approach. Is that it's going to take a lot of debate. It's also going to depend, like, if it just takes tons of time to develop, or hey, maybe it's actually fairly easy. Maybe the animations are done, maybe the art's there, maybe the code is actually there. They just sort of need to be wired up, bug tested, and balanced or something. I'll definitely consider it. I don't want to slap it in, especially if it's going to be, I don't know, too game changing, because I don't want to be hasty. There's no good reason to be hasty at this point in Hawken's life, which might be frustrating in some ways. Like, move faster, do more.
Okay. I've got one from Pistorius Pasta. Question about immersion. There is a lot of talk about immersion and the old HUD. Do you have any plans to go back to? Okay, so this was similar, but he does also have. Also, do you have a sound designer? And if so, who are they? I want to hear those toe rockets buzz past my ears again.
Oh, that's gone? Oh, that would have been awesome. No, we don't have the sound designer locked in yet. And let's see, yeah, the immersive stuff. I know, again, it's the HUD, the old cockpit, the old stuff, the gritty feel. I'm not opposed to it, no. Oh. Must get kill, die. Oh wait, thought I got him. I agree. I think Hawken has a lot of a good sound roots, and I want to make sure that's kept strong and improved whenever we can. So I suppose that addresses it.
I think I saw a question on the Twitch stream. I'm looking for it right now.
I just want to reach out to T Bonsai on Twitch. Yeah, definitely contact me, private message on the forums with any information you have about the Nico community. We'd love to definitely get involved in that. We might need a little assistance as well. But yeah, please reach out to me.
Yeah. What was the server number again? Is 4404, or was that the very first one that I jumped in?
Oh, let me check. Yeah, 4404.
Alright, and I've got a request from NSCL for speaking privileges, so I'm going to give that to him.
Yeah.
1 second. Alright, you're good to talk.
Yeah, hi. I have a question, because there was you were talking about some ideas that you bring more lore into the Hawken, and have you got some ideas that, like, something, how to say it, some concrete ideas how to bring more lore to game?
Yeah, like the game is very separate from what I've seen. I had no idea that Hawken Genesis existed based on purely what's in game. I know it's kind of partly with the transmedia approach that Meteor and Adhesive have taken before. Here, let me find 4404. Oh, it's full, that's why. Wait, is it? Yeah,
No,
it is full.
it's not actually.
It's currently unavailable. Oh, is it right at the end of the match?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll just sit here and
Just transition between maps. You can try now.
Okay. I'll keep spamming refresh. Let's see. So lore. I think Hawken has a fantastic. Honestly, at this point, it's a good pedigree. Like the lore of the world and the universe is really pretty impressive. I found some of the old, what they call the IP Bible, that has all the backstories and like character studies and details on the various corporations and factions and stuff on it all. Kind of where things came from. There's other stuff that never got published, or it's just extra context, and I'd love to bring that stuff out. It's kind of a question of which groups to partner with.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, because there is a lot of lore, but you don't see anything in game. Yes.
Right.
Like, so I was thinking, like, maybe the cockpit should look different for Prosk and for Centium, so you feel that you're fighting one or the other side, or something like that.
You know, that's an excellent point, and I think this kind of goes to the gritty feel or the difference in feel, returning to or changing stuff. It seems like we have an opportunity to make future changes, kind of make things reflect like the difference between Prosk and Centium and Crayon and stuff like that. That's the direction that I'd want to go. So any kind of art stuff that we're doing, that's what I'm going to be trying to add energy to. Oh no, I might not be able to make this server.
I'm going to get the Crow's question in here. How do the developers feel about the community-made items such as camos and mech parts?
As in, like, getting them into the game? Is that sort of what you're talking about?
I'm going to assume that's what he means. It's a Twitch question, so it would take a while.
Probably.
I think it would be all kinds of fun to have player-made stuff sort of go through some vetting process and get in the game. Again, it's a question of how to do it well, how to do it efficiently and optimally and stuff.
Somebody replied, I want more anime girls on my mech. Now.
Please
Don't
no.
we all?
there was one other question on Twitch from Seshiru, and it's basically asking for your resume. He's who is Captain Josh? What is his background and professional history? It went on to say that you seem like a qualified player and programmer, and he feels comfortable, but I think he just wants a little more information.
Sure. I did economics and business in college. Oh, crud, it just crashed again. I just took my hard drive out from my old computer and stuffed it in the new one. So,
Oh my god, why?
We're still waiting for you here.
Oh, goodness. So I may have to just do a complete reinstall of everything. But I just got this thing like yesterday, so I thought let's limp through. All right, so what else did I do? It's economics and business. I like the economic side. There's a lot of game design crossover, I think, in economics and public policy and inherent motivators and stuff. Ooh, what's that? Starting the game up, it's very noisy. I did engineering physics, and then I went on to finish. It's system science and mathematics. It's like autopilot stuff, feedback loops, like there's a lot of system science type stuff in economic models and stuff. And
Any particular companies you'd like to mention that you work with that with?
I didn't have a long and storied past, and did some consulting with like auto industry stuff.
Okay.
I did some. Really, then it was I was living in London, in the UK at the time. My wife and I had a chance to go there she didn't want to do a master's program. We made it work. So. Oh, is he going to invite me to that thing? Oh, that's what's going on. So it was there where I realized video games is just what I way into. I need to just work in there. I don't know how or where, but hey, it's hard to get in, so I'm just going to start at the bottom. And that was in January of 2007, I believe. So I actually got a job with K2 Network at the time as a GM in a game called Night Online. Actually, tons of people have played it. And then shortly after that, I went into the business analytics and business intelligence stuff and all the reporting and things and like in-game stuff and tracking down things like, hey, this guy traded with this guy and this guy traded with this guy. So where'd that item end up going? Hey, we got a query that we can find that. And then from there, really my goal has always been to be a producer. But I knew that I would really have to become at least competent in the tech side of everything. So I've got the database side from all that, and in the process I did a whole bunch of everything from Linux system admins to Windows admin stuff to game programming to working on a game dev team, doing server coding and some client stuff and optimization things. So I feel like I've kind of touched everything. I've done some marketing and like pretty early lookalike marketing, as they call it, lookalike audiences on Facebook. I know everybody's doing it now, but I think I've got a pretty decent idea of how all that stuff should work or shouldn't work. So I think Hawken kind of came along at sort of a perfect time, because really it was about 6 months ago where I realized, hey, I've actually touched every part of this industry at this point. That's pretty fantastic. This is what I wanted to do. Cool. And then out of the blue, this Hawken thing came up, and I got to put it all to use.
All right. Sounds good. So Silk SK is asking, I think this actually, when it's one you might have a decent answer to. The previous devs were working on a way for players to manage or sell excess mechs. Do you have any plans for that?
To access their, what was that? It broke up there.
So the previous developers were working on a way for players to manage or sell their excess mechs. Do you have any plans for that?
I think it would make sense, because I know you kind of end up with just a zillion mechs across the top, and you're like, I don't know, I don't want to play that one anymore. I'd rather just liquidate it and use that on something else. I think it would make sense. I really suppose it just sort of ends up being, when we actually get to the point where we're going to build it or something like it, it would be, how does it fit in? How should the timing look? What are the other weird pressures at hand and stuff? I think it's a good idea.
Carl, 500. Will there be in-game advertisement or product placement? And if why not work together with automobile industry? I'd buy an S-Class mech right away.
I think it'd be hilarious. It'd probably be a lot of fun. I'm hesitant to like just slap advertising into a game because it makes it feel kind of rink-a-dink. It would have to fit well. I think it'd be great fun to have some partnership with Mercedes or Volvo or somebody who thinks that Hawken's just fun. Because I think there's an aesthetic that some of these auto companies would probably really dig. So I'm not opposed to it, but it's got to be done well.
Very interrupting. Seems like you're streaming a black screen.
Oh
Yeah,
goodness,
just come here,
I forgot to do that. Dang it. Sorry, everybody.
Everybody might need to hit play or pause and play again.
Yeah, that's a fantastic stream right there. A big black screen.
Alright, it's showing up.
And we're good.
Okay.
Oh, you're actually playing somewhere.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yes,
get in.
yes,
I
yes,
just
here.
jumped in. Like if somebody invited me to like the game or something or the match, that might be have to do it.
Oh. Didn't
Yeah, if
start
you're
the match
seeing a
wait,
black
because
screen,
we were
make
waiting
sure
for
you
you
hit
and
pause and
told
play,
poor
please.
guys.
Are you serious?
Wait. Ah,
Oh,
Never mind.
it didn't join it. Like it still was grayed out.
Alright, well, as far as questions are concerned, Sarah is asking, yeah, a lot of the maps, if not all of them, have a large number of invisible walls or sticky edges that can be very frustrating, especially for a new player who's not aware of where they are, and it's frustrating for old players when they happen to get stuck on them. Have you noticed this, and are there plans to fix this?
Yes, I do want to have some polished passes built into the early sprints and stuff. I think it just makes sense because I've encountered them too myself, and they're annoying. They're unnecessary.
Okay, that's simple. There we go. Telfan, the question is, on being that guy, in quotes, are there any thoughts on potential deterrents to leaving matches early? Siege specifically.
Yeah, it's just a question of how. Like, we don't want it to be just too hardcore, just because hey, you got new players who don't really understand it. You don't want to like screw them over or something. But it's really annoying when people just sort of disappear and then the teams are all sort of out of whack and stuff. I think it would definitely make sense for any competitive type stuff, especially if it's a server. This is what I kind of think might work out, is that you have servers that are more competitive than others, and it makes sense to really prevent that kind of thing from happening. I could have just said, yeah, we just got to do it well. I definitely want to have some good conversations about these. Like, a lot of these things are topics that I want to put on the forums at some point and really try to hack them out and hash through and shed a lot of light onto the situation. Because I know there's a lot of stuff that as a dev or a producer even, you think you understand what the problem is, but then somebody says something that you don't expect, and it helps with solutions.
Okay, so Nept has a very, very serious question. A lot of people are familiar with Nept.
Oh yes.
It is, why is everything always Saturnine's fault?
Because it's not your fault, so it's got to be his.
Well, it goes way back. There was a day where, maybe he yelled at a kitten or something one day, and God said, "Everything's your fault, buddy."
All right. So
I have a question from Dad Cat Willem. How long will Reloaded give Hawken to turn a profit?
Yes, the hardball question.
What's fantastic is that it is sustainable right now. So there is no reason to shut it down. It's in a financially very solid position. I've personally gone through to try to minimize what costs we can. So the cost to operate is much lower than before, and it's stable. So the question ends up being, okay, well, how fast can we develop? How much can we sink into the development efforts? So obviously, the part of that's going to be how much do our investors and executives and I think that we can front load costs, and because it'll make the game just that much more interesting, faster, and it gets all the non-game purist stuff, which is annoying, but it's necessary. It's good. I think Hawken's in a good spot, and there's no reason that I can really see that we won't be able to do significant development with it.
Right. I'm just gonna let Freeze voice his question because he's already at it.
Yeah, I have multiple questions. Although
Go for it.
I'm gonna go with what can the players do to help the development or content creation process?
What's going to speed it up or something?
Yeah, for example, like the creating models or the thinking maps or mixer
Gotcha.
distance, all that kind of stuff.
There are a few opportunities that I think we have now. Like the Steam Workshop is sort of indicative of the kinds of things that are out there. Because seriously, people are able to make amazing stuff. And one of the big ones that I would love to figure out is how to get the community and players in on like accelerating that process. Because I think it's possible. From what I've seen, I believe it's entirely possible. It's kind of just a question of, again, how.
User in your channel timed
And I think
out.
it'd be just a massive win that everybody would love if we can figure it out. So I'm going to be actively looking for that. That is your question, right? How to get players content
Yep.
that they've been able to create somehow to speed up or enhance development efforts.
Yeah, it's good answer. Good answer.
I would love that. I would absolutely love it. I can't commit to it because there could be weird things that I'm not aware of yet, but...
So, Fake Man has asked a couple times about the
User
meteor
entered
credits,
channel.
and I want to answer. I want to answer his question specifically. You can currently purchase meteor credits, I believe, and it does go to Reloaded.
Yeah.
And okay, that's correct. All right.
I see that has a follow-up, or I don't know if it was just piggybacked off the other question. And it says, since I doubt anyone wants to answer business questions, what became of the technical debt?
Like the technical debt, did you say?
For anyone who isn't familiar with the term, technical debt is what occurs when programmers basically take some sort of shortcut in the past with their coding, and it winds up being built into later builds and influencing the later builds to the point where it becomes very difficult to remove that shortcut. And apparently, Hawken had a lot of these things going on.
That's what I'm kind of I don't know if I'm afraid of it. It limits the wide open solutions. Like I'm pretty sure that their change to the cockpit was probably one of these technical debt from earlier, which you wouldn't want us to go back to the original cockpit because it for like I don't know, probably made it impossible to do further development or something crazy. That's what I'm hoping to start finding out today. Again, if everything goes smoothly with our new tech lead, we're going to start going through some source code later this afternoon. I got him access and everything, the firewall set up, and it's all accessible. So now we can significantly start investigating that technical debt. I think that's a great way to put it.
Did we already answer a question about spectator mode?
Oh, no, yeah, we didn't address that.
Okay. Yeah. What are the plans for spectator mode?
I think spectator mode's fun. I'm not sure why it wasn't, say, expanded in the past. It was probably just not enough of a, I don't know, a win or something, or perceived win, possibly. Or it could be a performance issue.
Sorry for interrupting you. There's actually a built-in spectator mode in the engine, and you could access that before. The only reason you can't do it anymore with the default command is because now there is a reservation system in use for the servers. There are still ways to do that.
Oh, okay.
However, there are some
actually kind of buggy.
Yeah, there are some issues with the current spectator mode. Before I would suggest rolling it out, and that's the actual if you're playing as a spectator, you kind of expect to be able to like do things like go through walls and not have really any mass. But as a matter of fact, when you're playing as a spectator mode, it's kind of the controlling is kind of poor. You play almost in a D class. There are holes in the map that like regular mechs can get through, even C classes, and the spectator mode simply cannot. And also, the spectator mode actually occupies a slot in the server that a player would otherwise occupy, so it kind of screws that up.
Yeah, that's what I've understand.
Also, the head-up display is broken.
The what is?
Oh yes. The display of the player you're spectating is also a little broken.
Oh, gotcha. I think it'd be good to have it set up again. I'm hoping it's not technical debt. It's just a perfect term for it. That's exactly what I was kind of thinking of. It might be that. I hope not.
Carl 500 wants to know, what is your MMR?
When I die next, I'll send a message to Scrimbot and find out. It was 15 something or other, I think, before. 1532 last I saw. I hope it's gone up. I guess I'm not doing too terribly awful, so maybe it'll go up.
Alright. Looks like we have another from Spyskin. Are there any more promo codes coming up in the future?
Any other
Yes.
what?
Any more promo codes, which Tiggs has already said yes.
Yes, definitely. I think promo codes are just great fun. I love them personally.
Tiggs has a nice little sheet of, I think it's 500 to give
Don't have to
out.
tell them.
Well, you're going to have to change that, because I'm going to go through them very quickly.
Oh, so you're saying that sheet will disappear very soon or something?
Oh, yes. In fact, if we want to take a little break, I can let Nightbot do some picking while you're... Well, we could just let people know. I will have Nightbot start running contests for anybody that's active in the channel, typing. And then what we'll do is, Nightbot will announce in the channel. I won't say it, the name, just keep watch. And then it will go to your Twitch other folder if you're not a follower. If you are a follower, it'll go to your Twitch inbox. And you'll receive a code.
Oh boy. There's too many mechs down there.
Okay.
Not going to win here. Ah!
So what I'll do is, Tickle, yeah, if you can just keep watching the questions in
I'm watching
Twitch stream as well.
Oh, Amit is actually watching the Twitch stream. I'm watching the channel, and Amit's just messaging me the Twitch messages, and I'm just taking account when I receive which.
Yep, I'm on top of it.
Because I'm going to start focusing just on doing some giveaways of codes.
Okay.
So everybody start typing in the channel. Asking your questions.
So there's a question from Gishang/Mags. And actually, I like this one. Given that Hawken uses the Unreal Engine, would it be possible in the future to offer up limited map editing tools to the community? Subsequently, the created maps can be voted upon, with the successful ones going on to be tested by the community and possibly implemented in the games. This is a general question from the modding community, I believe.
I think that'd be really interesting. That sounds like one of these ways that we could do to possibly make it work to get more user-generated content. I'm definitely not opposed to it. I think that'd be fun. I'm not sure how tricky it is to make maps. I know I found some documentation and reading through it. It doesn't seem like it's too bad. It would probably be something like we would have to place things like where the spawns go, but you guys can sort of mark it on the map sort of deal, and then we'd have to do the technical stuff on the back end. But that may work. It'd be kind of cool.
Okay, so similar to the cosmetic options.
Yeah, I think that would possibly work, yeah. I certainly want to explore it, and I'll be talking to our tech lead on his experience with this sort of stuff with other games he's worked on in the past. I know back in the day we had, for a game called Warrock, there was a way that clans could upload their own clan logo, and then in that game it would just show up next to your character, like in the leaderboard type stuff. But I mean, it seems like we should be able to do some interesting stuff beyond that. I don't know yet, though. Hopefully it's not, again, technical debt. Man, I'm going to use that one a lot.
That's actually a real term, believe it or not.
Yeah, I guess I haven't talked with enough people about these kind of projects in a long time. It's ringing bells.
I think a lot of people in the community are familiar with it because it was actually one of the last posts the developers ever made. The previous developers was that they were working through technical debt, and then months and months went by and nothing happened. Yep. But Roser, my bub, has a couple questions. I'm going to cycle them, and I won't ask them all at once. He just wants to have some level of hope here. When does the next update due?
I'm assuming update means like a client patch. That to me is kind of the symbolic update. I really don't want to rush anything out. Realistically, it's going to be like that 3 to 5 month range is what I would honestly expect. Because every single time I try to say, oh no, in 2 months we can do this, no, it ends up being way longer. So Tiggs has yelled at me in the past about saying, dude, you're too optimistic. Things are never that fast. I know it's depressing, so I'm trying to be extremely realistic with Hawken, and that's one of the explicit. I try to keep him grounded. Yeah. Because you worked on I don't know how many zillions of games in the past, ranging from like the big MMOs to smaller ones and for FPS stuff. But I want to make sure that what I'm doing is very deliberate, very real, and I think transparency is fun. But the executive board and board of investors and stuff and advisors say, do it well with Hawken. Like really do it well. Be conservative. Take your time. Don't rush anything because it's in that sort of a state. And
I think all of us love to hear that.
Oh, good. I'm always afraid to say it's a longer time than 2 or 3
we've had
months.
in the past the community's had some issues where Adhesive would roll out an update and it would just be massive changes, and then they'd lose players, and then they'd do massive changes again and they'd lose players, and it just created this stagnating effect of what the hell are they doing. But I'm glad to hear that you're working kind of slowly and deliberately and all of that. I'm sure the rest of the community is too.
No good.
Next we have that panda. He actually has talking power, I believe.
Oh, thank you. Damn it, it's been so long I've forgotten the question. Ignore me, I will come back to you. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Just give me a message when you can.
No problem, thank you, sir.
Alright. Looking for the next one. Actually, it looks like Old Skull would like talking power, so I'm going to give him that. Alright, you're free to talk.
Thank you. Alright, good evening, Captain Josh. Josh, I just have one single question. Are you thinking about adding G3s, like even more mechs at some point in the game? Maybe 1-2 years? I mean, G3s would just be so awesome.
Kind of describe for it again, just so we're on the same page. Oh goodness.
Like instead of G2s, like the G2 Assault and the G2 Raider.
I think more mechs makes sense. I don't want to have like a new one every 3 weeks though. That seems kind of unnecessary. Yeah. But yeah, I think more mechs is just fun because it throws everything into that stress of trying to figure out how it fits in and how to counter, how it's really good, how it can partner with other mechs. It seems like it'd be a lot of fun. Granted, I want to approach it with a good dose of got to make this thing work well. We don't want to throw out something that's massively overpowered or underpowered or useless. That's no fun.
Alright, thank you.
Alright, so right now it's 3:52 here, which means it's actually the events should be about to fully get underway for the EU side. So I'm going to cap the questions at this point. I'll be reading off the remainder here, and then that will be it, I believe. So I'm going to go back to one of Roser's here, and he's wondering about an anti-cheat client. Do you have any plans to use one? Is there one currently in place?
We have all of the big ones wanting to talk with us, so we are talking with them, yes. It's going to be a question of what kind of load they put in, the dev team that we put together, and our tech lead, what his experience has been. It's really technically which is going to fit this game best, I think. Yeah. I think that's probably the best way to think of it.
Okay. Next, I'm going to go to one of the streams from Shalbatana. Will Hawken be upgraded to Unreal Engine 4?
That would be something that it would have to be significant improvements, because when you do an engine upgrade for an existing game, you're rebuilding everything you've already built, and I'm reluctant to do that stuff. I mean, if it's significantly better, that would be the reason to do it. I kind of suspect not, but anything's possible. I mean, again, this will be a tech lead sort of question, because I know he's worked with Unreal 3 and 4 and CryEngine and stuff. He's done upgrades, he's done ports, he's done all the stuff that someone can do with Unreal. So I would definitely defer to his expertise. I'm not opposed to it in principle, I don't think, but I'm reluctant to rebuild.
And I see some questions regarding the codes. If you want, they are going to your Twitch inbox or your Twitch other box, depending upon how you've set up your Twitch. So look in both places, and the subject is Hawken code.
No dying. Okay, I might be dying. Oh no, there's a tech and another guy. They're gonna kill me.
Okay, we have a request from Pasta, Johnny, Pistorius. I'm going to grant him talking power. And you're free to talk.
Thank you very much. Yeah, my apologies if this has been asked before. I know you've talked about it on the forum and in other situations. I'd just like to, well, firstly say thank you for what you're doing for the clans in Hawken at the minute. I mean, straight away you were in there and helping us, which is awesome. But I just wanted to ask what further plans you've got for clan support, both on the website perhaps in game.
In principle, clans are just awesome because they're just fun. There's a lot of activity. There's a lot of the politics and the fights, and it's kind of exciting. It's always fun to see, even if it does get vicious
User in your
sometimes.
channel timed out.
I want to figure out how to very well support clans. We've done it in the past in other games, sort of template type systems. I know there were some problems supporting, like having clan support with sort of the back end services, and so they ended up scrapping
User
it.
entered your channel.
We'll definitely be reviewing all that sort of thing. I think it might be time to basically just reapproach it fresh and find out what do people really, really want, what's going to work well, how does that cross over with, I don't know, kind of competitive features and private server type stuff. I think it'd be great to have clan tags. I think it'd be great to have custom clan logos or even paint jobs or decals. I mean, I think it'd be just fun. Again, it's just a question of how quickly or well can we build it.
Thank you.
All right.
Very cool.
The next question I have is from a Twitch stream, and it's from Captain Bangatron. How does the current team compare to Adhesive Games in terms of manpower and infrastructure? I'd also like to know about the actual structure of the company itself in terms of management and whatnot, but you're free to answer what you will.
She must have experience in that.
Let's see. So right now we have a tech lead. His job is to start building a team that has a whole lot of, especially Unreal expertise. So in the screen, in the like the objective resource allocation sense, once Hawken gets to a point where like the income makes sense to do significant investment, that's when like a full team would be like basically spun up for Hawken. I believe that's going to happen. I'm planning on it personally. And we're going to go with a smaller core team. We want high levels, high skill, or high engineering skill. And the tech lead guy, he's gonna know what to do. He's gonna be doing all the code review and interviews and stuff like that. And he's got contacts and people he'd want to work with. So, are you meaning like numbers of people right now, or what the ultimate goal is? Do you think?
Yeah, total size, I think, is the gist of his question.
Throughout the whole thing, the goal is to make it financially viable and stable. So we're not going to be ramping up to huge numbers and large hedge count or something. Not until it makes sense, and we believe there's like a genuine need for it, and that it will sustain and support itself. So again, that reflects we want to be conservative and rational and very deliberate. But we're going to be focusing on engineers first. We want to, like, in terms of building up all the art side of things, we want to hire a very, very technical artist, or basically an engineer who has specialized in all kinds of art tools, if that kind of makes sense. Because then they can really revitalize how the art pipeline is handled inside the game, and that person will be able to I would expect him to be able to create what the art pipeline looks like, with the thought in mind of we want to try to get player-sourced art in. Like, we want to be able to get player-created art into the game and effectively and efficiently make it game-worthy and stuff. Does that kind of make sense? I think that answers the question. At least in my head, it does.
Don't think we can ask for any more. I believe it's about the 59th minute here in the hour, and I'm gonna finish it off with one from Bacon Overlord, and that's: do you plan on bringing Hawken to any conventions or events in the near future?
Like conventions and things?
PAX, I don't know, Comic-Con, anything of that nature.
I think it'd be great fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's a question of making it optimal and not distracting, because I've seen in the past teams can get distracted, especially with the ongoing development, and I just want to make sure that I want to find ways to do it so it's very efficient and not distracting and still productive. Because in the end, like, being able to meet people face to face, you can't beat it. Like, you really can't. And being able to connect with, like, your end users and your players face to face, shake their hands, and hear the voices about this is what I love about the game, or what's really annoying, or being able to just share in person some of the exciting stuff you get to work on.
I will be at TwitchCon this year. They've announced the dates, but they haven't gone any further than that. But I'm already have my hotel. I'll have to drag you up there.
Okay. So the remainder of this crap, there is actually a raffle for Tig's Hawken Hopeline, and there are winners to be announced. However, I have not fully sorted through all the raffle tickets, so I will be getting to that later in the day. There will be a post on the forums, but I believe we will be unless Captain Josh really wants to answer more questions. He's got another hour later for the NA side of the event. I think we're going to move into the actual event, which is just going to be different game modes and whatnot. And for that, you are all free to check up into the Project Phoenix channel just right above this.
I think you should extend the drawing till after the next QA. Give people a chance that don't know about it. Maybe you want to just give them a little bit.
I already have over 200 freaking tickets. That is. I set the deadline for a half hour before the stream too, so it's already set up.
Tiggs, he's way ahead of you, I guess.
Damn. That is awesome that you've had that many people. That's great.
All right. So Josh, any final words? Tiggs, anything?
I'm so excited to work on this game. I just think it's so cool. I tell you, the Hawken Genesis thing, reading through it, I did not fully appreciate like how cool it is. It's just fun. It feels like I'm finding out a backstory for some really cool person I just met. So I'll be geeking out with having all kinds of fun there.
I agree. It's so exciting working with this community. Everybody's been just so welcoming and so nice, and it's great. It's great.
It really is.
And I look forward to a long time working with everybody.
And for anybody who has questions and has not had a chance to voice them, there will be another QA in the same exact channel in about 3 hours from now. We've kind of got Josh running all over the place today, but I appreciate everyone coming out. I appreciate everybody having those questions, and I hope the remainder of the event is fun.
Keep watch of your streamers that are doing Hawken throughout the day. We'll be doing more code giveaways in other channels as well. Also on Twitch and Facebook, we'll be giving out codes, and I'll even be jumping in game. You never know what you'll receive in your private message box on the forums either.
Oh, really?
Just random people.
Am I gonna get something, Tiggs?
You're gonna get work.
I'll get people that can. Yeah, I'll get lots of stuff, I'm sure.
Right now, you can actually say that you're getting paid to play a game, so we need to get you off work.
User joined your channel.
Strictly speaking, huh?
Thank you, everybody, for coming and watching us on the stream, and for those of you that have hit us through the Facebook, we'll see you on the forums. We'll see you in the game, and have a good day.
Yeah, definitely. If there's any other groups of players out there, like communities or streaming type sites, I want to hear about them. I want to support those things. All right, guys.
Yeah. So, well, if that's everything, I guess that's everything. Then everybody, please check up to the Project Phoenix channel right above the Josh's Bellis, and we'll be starting to do some of the custom game modes.
User left your channel. User left your channel.
All right, cool.
And if there's people watching the stream and they're not quite sure how to participate in this, there is a post on the forums, and it will lead you to the TeamSpeak. Feel free to join in.
It's actually sticking under general discussion, so playhawken.com, log in with your account, go to the community, and you'll have the information right there.
Alright, everybody, check up.
Everybody up. User left your channel. User left your channel. User disconnected from your channel. Disconnected from your channel. User left your channel. User moved out of your channel.
I kind of do. I don't want to just skip out on everybody. I got 7 minutes.
User
left your channel.
Okay.
User was moved
All right,
out
I
of your
think
channel.
I'll finish this match and then I'll stop the stream.
User
and
was moved out of your channel.
we shall move on to other things.
User was
Pilot,
moved out of your channel.
Pilot Terror TV, the code
User
will
was
come
moved out
from
of your
Lady
channel.
Tiggs, not from Nightbot, and it will go to your Twitch
User was moved out
messages.
of your channel. User was moved out of your channel. User was moved out of your channel.
Lady
User
Tiggs,
joined
this
your
is
channel.
fucking awesome. Can I ask you a question?
User left your channel.
Sure.
User was moved out of your channel.
Hey, I tried to
User
PM
left your
you
channel.
on the forums, but I think your inbox was full. Did you
I
did you notice
raised it
that?
last
User
night.
was moved out of your
Yes.
channel.
Mine was socked full too.
Yeah, they
User was
kind of
moved
got
out of your
filled
channel.
really quick the last couple of days, so they're raised now.
User
You can
was
submit a
moved out of your
message
channel.
again.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved out of your channel. User was moved out of your
Alright,
channel.
that's everybody up there. I, with the exception of a couple, Hawken
User
fucking
was your
listeners,
channel.
Hey,
Hey, thank you very much for doing that. I hope you're up for it again in a couple hours.
Absolutely.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, Nightbot is snarky.
Who is Nightbot?
Nightbot is the bot in the channel that I use to do contest giveaways, and he's being a little snarky. He doesn't like links. And he doesn't like caps. He gets really pissy with caps.
Alright. I guess I will leave you guys to this, and thank you.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
How many people were in the TeamSpeak?
About 40 or so.
That's pretty good.
We got 80 watching on the stream. That's great.
The US side of thing is typically a little larger. At least historically, the events gained about twice as many people or so. So we'll see.
Just some quick feedback. How do y'all think the QA channel worked in terms of moderation and granting talk power and all that?
I think it was fine. I think it went great. Bacon Overlord, happy birthday!
Alright, I'm gonna check up to that side and see what I can do. Thanks, man.
User
Yep, I'm gonna
left your
check out.
channel.
I'll be an admin if anyone needs me.
User
Okay.
left your channel.
Bacon Overlord, I am sending you a code for your birthday.
So kind. Happy birthday.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions while he's finishing this up?
User
We can
joined your
Do
channel.
a couple more.
Yeah. Oh wait, I'm just gonna stand in front of this guy and let him shoot me.
71 viewers. Remember, guys, we'll be doing this stream, another QA stream, in a couple of hours. So watch Facebook and Twitter.
Hey, wake up.
He died. The tuning system is my question. Please have the tuning system rather on the Mac, have it on the player's profile. Are you there, Josh?
Yes, I'm there. There are other people in the room. I didn't want to just have some random conversation happening. Yep.
Did you get my question that somebody asked in the channel?
Okay, which say it again. I just saw it. I think is that from Old Skull 90?
Maybe.
Or it might be
Maybe I had to
similar.
refresh my window.
Okay, ask it again. Sorry, everybody.
User left your channel.
Let me scroll up. It was from Silent. Kratos, please have the tuning system. Please have the tuning system rather on the Mac. Have it on a player's profile.
Oh, like
we had
you.
it earlier for every Mac, like 30 points to tune your Mac.
Oh, that'd be kind of interesting. Let's see. I think it would be really fun to have that. I'm not sure what it would take because I know the old team had agonized about it. Like they'd put a lot of effort into the tuning system and why it didn't seem to be working. I don't know if they ran out of time though.
Looks like they're saying in the chat that they took it off because some mechs became OP.
Yeah, basically, you didn't actually have choice with the tuning system, is what it turned out to. Like the realities of it was, no, there was a single build that you needed to go to and put all your points into that tuning thing, and realistically, the others didn't have any tangible effect, to state it sort of extremely. So the intent of the tuning system was to provide choice to the player, so that you can have choice and influence over the type of mech that you have and your play style. That is the overriding goal, is to make sure that there is a diverse player influenceable play style system, and that's what I'm be aiming for. So if the tuning system works for that, then we can figure out a way to make it work well, then yeah, by all means we're going to do it. If, however, looking at it and really kind of thinking through what the design options are, it really seems like we can kind of just extend by using existing mechs, or rather new mechs, and then the same or tweaked or slightly different internals. I mean, that would be another way to do it too. Ultimately, I would rather go with something that doesn't do a significant overhaul to balance. So I would prefer going with more mechs and different or slightly tweaked internals or additional internals. That's just kind of a gut feeling. It's sort of what I expect the code base will indicate would be a more doable solution. Yeah. All right. I will be on again in a little bit. We might be doing some more stuff today.
Yep.
I've got a few things to do to sort of prep for a number of other things to do this next week. I want to put a post up on the forums, do sort of a weekly update on what happened.
User
It's
joined
that
your channel.
time.
It's that time.
I was going to remind you.
I remembered it.
You did. So we'll be back in, 4 hours?
Yes.
Next week?
Yes, 4 hours.
Something like that, okay.
Yep.
All right, everybody.
So we will see everybody in 4 hours.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed.
Later.
Muchas gracias.